All right, guys, what's up? So I know it's been a while since I've made a video, and I'm gonna get to that on why it's been so long. But I just want to basically explain why it's been so long and what's going on. So I actually don't have the black Mustang anymore. If you know me, you know that. If you're just following the channel, then it's gonna come as a surprise to you, and you'll be even more surprised to know I've had two cars since then. So what I'm gonna do now is just basically show you what I have, go over it, and then I'll explain the story of why afterwards. So right now I have this 2019 Mustang 5.0. It's a performance pack, 300A, basically just a base model with the performance pack. And look, it's just cloth seats, small screen. It is the performance pack gauges. Of course, it's a manual. It is Lund tuned. It's basically downpipe, X pipe, and then we have a Borla attack axle back on it, and it's 3 inches all the way back, so it sounds really good. I'll put some videos in here of what it sounds like. I have spacers all the way around. They're 1 inch, so you can see if we go look down the side, looks a little better than the stock fitment. I have painted the calipers. This is actually the second time. They're like it's hard to tell right here in the shade they're sitting in, but it's like a really bright fluorescent green. The first time it was like a really light blue color, almost like a Tiffany blue. That's the color I wanted, but I kind of grew tired of it, and this is the color I originally wanted to do, so that's the color we did this time. But I mean, otherwise it's a exhaust tune car, and I'll show you under the hood. I was talking to Lund about what intake I should run, and they informed me they're on the 18 plus cars, they're still on stock intake because they just flow the best, because they have this little tunnel right here that flows all the way to the front grille, so it's just ramming air in there. I did take the motor cover off. I want to paint it and put it back on, but I'm debating if I really want to do that or not, just to keep the under the hood temps down. But yeah, it's just got a K&N drop-in filter in it right now. Tuned for 93. Yeah, just basically downpipe, 93 tune with stock intake, and it runs good for what it is. It's really weird shifting up there at about 8,000, but I'm getting used to it. But now let's talk about what happened. So, sorry, I'm in the sun. So basically, I had the black Mustang, as you know, and let me start all the way from the Genesis and the 370. We'll start from the beginning. So I had the Genesis through high school and when I got into college. And whenever I got into college, I started working at AutoZone. And whenever I did that, I actually moved up pretty quick and became a manager and got a decent pay raise. So I was like, I'll treat myself, I'll buy me the 370Z. So I went out, I purchased the 370Z. Loved the car, absolutely loved it. It was about maxing out what I could afford at the time. But then I moved over and I started working at a Ford dealer as a technician. And obviously pay went up there. So I found a really good deal on the black 17 5.0 I had. I got it for 27, had like 6,000 miles on it. It was the same as this base model performance pack. So it's what I wanted. There's really no premium options I want except on the 18 pluses. I like the digital dash, and I wouldn't mind the big screen, but I'm really not a fan of leather, so it really wasn't worth it to me to buy a premium. But anyway, I had the black car, and then I actually ended up getting hurt at work, broke my wrist, and I was off for about 3 months, and I was getting workers' comp, but it was only about 60%, 70% of my average pay. So it was cutting it close with that. And then whenever I came back to work, I still wasn't 100% just physically. So I actually ended up moving into sales at that Ford dealer. And if any of you are in sales or know anybody in sales, you know when you start off, it's a very hard field to get into. So I was making significantly less at first than I was as a technician. And just thinking, I was like, I need to be more financially responsible with this. So I actually ended up buying a BMW 430i Grand Coupe, and I'll put a picture of that right here. And as you can see, it's a 4-door. I bought it, the payment wasn't too much less, but I was paying less than half what I was in gas. So to me, it made more sense at the time. It was not my smartest decision. The car was very nice, very luxurious. I wasn't used to something like that. But it being a BMW, it had a lot of problems. And it was small stuff, but it was still problems that the dealership wasn't willing to fix. And I said, if I spend that much money on a car, I expect y'all to fix it. They didn't fix it. So I just kind of dealt with it for just a couple months. I hated the car. And then I finally started learning everything in sales. Started getting my customer base up, making sales how I needed to. And I'm actually making more now and I'm still doing that right now. And I'm actually making more than I was as a technician. So whenever that happened, we actually had a really good deal on this 5.0. We had it in our inventory a while. It was marked down a lot, and then it ended up going on clearance. And with the rebates they had that month, I went ahead and jumped on it, traded the BMW on it, and I got into the 19 5.0. I love the car. It's had some issues. I already had the trans replaced once. Since I had the car, it grinded going into 3rd gear and absolutely hated being power shifted or anything. So I actually ended up, 3rd gear just dropped on me. Like I was just driving one day and then out of nowhere just won't go in. So I actually ended up getting a whole new transmission. It only has like 9,100 miles on it. And I got that replaced at about 8,500. And then the radio is kind of funky, but it's just small warranty stuff. It'll get taken care of. But that's where we're at now. And I plan on doing more videos with this car. And my reasoning for not uploading is with everything that was going on. I told you with the injury and then moving departments and trying to figure all this out. I've just been so busy and so work focused the past few months. Almost a year now. I just didn't really have the time or want to try to make videos. But now that I'm getting my schedule more under control, I know what I'm doing. I'm not as focused on it. I'm still focused on work, don't get me wrong. But I just know what I'm doing a little better. I don't have to worry about it as much. I want to try to start making videos because I honestly just enjoy making them, editing them. It's just a fun routine for me. So that's what I'm going to try to start doing again. I actually have some plans I want to do soon, and I might actually end up making the video later today. I'm not sure yet. If I have time, I will. But yeah, that's the car, and plan to see it pretty often now. I'm really planning on, I know I say it all the time, but I'm really planning on trying to start making YouTube videos more often than I have been. Cause like I said, I just really enjoy it. But that's gonna do it for this video. I just kind of wanted to update all of y'all on what was going on and introduce you to the new car. But yeah, that's all I got for now. So just keep a lookout for the new video. I'm gonna be dropping probably in the next few days.